Airport mistakes. No matter what city is your destination, whether it be Phuket, Bangkok, or Pattaya, the very first place most tourists make the biggest mistakes is in the airport. There are multiple things that you have to consider when you first land. Everything from your phone service to exchanging money to the transportation you need to get to your accommodation. When it comes to your phone, you're going to need to get a SIM card that works for the country. One word of note, you need to make sure that your phone can have a foreign SIM inserted, which means you will need to unlock it if you have a carrier from outside the country that doesn't have coverage within it. There's no need to worry about which SIM to choose because most of the packages are very similar. The only thing you must think about is choosing the package that will correspond with the time you're in the country. You may want to opt for unlimited internet as well, but getting a package that will last your entire stay is the main point to consider here. In regards to exchanging money, the rates in the airport are not necessarily the best in the cities, but you'll need money to start your trip. Having already purchased some Thai baht from your bank ahead of time, make sure you stop by an ATM and pull out a few more if needed. This way, you'll be able to pay for things until you get to a place with more favorable exchange rates. Now, when it comes to transportation, you have a couple of different options, and it depends on the city you're going to. You either can choose a public train or transportation or opt for a cab. Each of these will have different fees, ranging anywhere from 40 baht up to 400 baht, depending on the method of travel. Make sure you choose the one that's best for you. If you have little to no luggage, then public transport is probably the best option and most cost-efficient. However, if you're with a large group or just have a lot of luggage, you may want to choose a taxi. Packing too much. Thailand has pretty warm weather, and so most of the time you'll be able to get by with simple shorts and t-shirts. Oftentimes though, people over-exaggerate what they need in the amount of time they're going to be there. In other words, one of the biggest mistakes that most people make is overpacking. Not only does overpacking make transportation difficult, but it means you have to lug all of that from city to city as you travel through the country. It's also best to estimate what you need and then pack maybe a few items less. That means looking at how long you're going to be there and the activities you plan to do and unpack accordingly. There are always places you can pick up things like toiletries and extra clothes if need be. So it's better to pack less and then address any issues as they arise. Asking for directions. Whenever you arrive someplace new, it's inevitable that you don't know the city. It might seem a good idea to ask people that travel through the city regularly for directions. In other words, you may think reaching out to a taxi driver or people on motorbikes could be a great asset for you. But the truth is, half of the time when you ask them, you're going to end up wasting your time. These taxi drivers are waiting and will mislead you to get more money. In the end, it's much simpler if you either use Google Maps or just ask normal people on the street. The Thai people are very accommodating and will be very helpful. The only reason the taxi drivers and tuk-tuk drivers are like that is that they're looking to make a buck off you. In the end, you will wind up wasting a bunch of money and time that you don't have. Being afraid of street food. Each of these amazing cities is going to have a ton of street food options available to you. But many travelers are afraid because of horror stories that they've heard from other people or the fact that the food itself is prepared on the street. Sure, you can always eat in restaurants and have some amazing culinary adventures, but in the end, you'll be missing out on a lot if you don't choose to eat street food. Not only is the street food excellent, but also cheap. So, if you're a budget traveler or staying away from street food is a big mistake. We do think if you're going to eat in restaurants though, that the biggest mistake you can do is eat at chain restaurants. It's understandable because you're familiar with the names and what they offer. But by doing this, you're missing out on really experiencing the Thai culinary culture and the flavors of the country itself. Stay away from tourist areas for your shopping. It's very easy to walk down streets, especially in tourist areas, and find little shops that sell souvenirs that are very appealing to the eye. But if you shop in these tourist areas, you're going to find that the prices are extremely higher than in other areas of the city. Even with bargaining with these vendors, you're going to still wind up paying more than you would if you traveled a little distance away and attended local markets. These local markets sell the same thing that the tourist markets do, but at prices that are hundreds of baht higher. That means taking trips out to markets like Pratunam or the Pattaya night market may well save you money and afford you the experience of really feeling what it's like to be a local. Make sure to bargain. In many Western countries, bargaining or haggling is something that is not done in retail spaces. The prices that are on the price tag are what is there, and trying to get a lower price is just thought of as being unacceptable. But in the markets or shops of Thailand, bargaining is very acceptable. In fact, it is a part of the Thai culture. By doing this, you can get some great rates on these products that you're looking to take home as souvenirs. As long as you're polite and reasonable when you are offering the prices, everything should be fine. Limit yourself to tourist areas. No matter what city you are in Thailand, there is so much more than the tourist areas that everybody seems to gravitate to. Getting out and about away from the tourist areas is a great idea for many different reasons. If you stay in those tourist areas, you're going to pay higher prices and get a tourist experience. However, if you step out into a local market, you'll be getting a truly authentic local experience and oftentimes be saving a ton of money. On top of that, you'll be able to see things that others haven't seen, giving you a one-of-a-kind experience. Only explore the nightlife. We understand that Thailand is a destination for many people that are looking for a wild nightlife and a truly unique experience when it comes to this. There are plenty of great places to check out during the nighttime, and we suggest you do. But what we do think is the biggest mistake is that people only look at the nightlife and don't try to get out during the day. Hitting up the markets or the temples before the day moves on can allow you a more authentic adventure as well as the ability to navigate away from large crowds. We suggest getting up early and maybe hitting the markets or just watching the locals as they go about their early morning routines. You can even find a great place to enjoy breakfast and watch the sunrise for a unique Thai experience. Head out during rush hours. We understand wanting to cram as much into your time in this tropical and exotic country. However, there are certain times, just like in every other major city and country in the world, that it's just not advisable for you to head out and try to navigate your way through the city. This is why we highly suggest if you're going to get up in the morning, you make sure you do so before the rush hour. And if you're going to go out for any type of activity during the day, that you try to stay away from doing so early in the morning or around 5 or 6. This so means that you'll be able to avoid large crowds and standing in squished public transportation, which could put a damper on your enjoyment of the day. Overlooking green spaces. Once again, we understand that there are beautiful temples to see and crazy nightlife and hectic markets that everybody flocks to during the day. Having an activity-packed day is normal if you're someone traveling. But by staying always on the go, you wind up burning yourself out, and that could lessen the enjoyment of your trip. For us, one of the biggest mistakes is being so hectic. We think you should take a little time and enjoy the many beautiful parks and other natural wonders. In other words, take a little time to enjoy green spaces or even beaches to read and recharge your battery. So that's it for today's upload. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any top travel videos. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.